Hey guys, how's it going? Pat Lopez from Von Zipper. We got DVS Von Zipper Dano. We got Jeff Henderson from Volcom. Tell you what, you guys, it's a lot of people, they really don't want to load 3 bikes in trucks, and we get it. We've all kind of loaded 3 bikes before and showed up to the track with grooves in your swing arm from a stand, or maybe something's out on the 55 freeway out here in Southern California or on your local freeway. So yeah, you get there, you're borrowing gas, all that stuff, it's no good, So. But the one thing is obviously dirt biking's fun, and anytime you could add one more person to the mix, in my opinion, it's a good time, So yeah, you could load 3 bikes and it could be done really simple, and we're gonna show you how to do it. And hey, by all means, I'm sure some of you guys out there know this technique as well, and I'm sure some of you could even add to this technique. So please feel free to load your comments in the bar down below or whatnot, but certainly take a look at how we get it done. Let's put in this first one. The key is definitely keeping it to the left. I think some trucks, you can kind of catch that foot peg underneath the side of the truck, but the key is definitely to get it, obviously with 3 bikes, as close to the side as you can. So we'll probably even do a little shimmy on this one here.
You want to go more?
Yeah, we'll probably get a little shimmy and whatnot. And it's, it's trial and error, you guys. I mean, you're going to figure it out. We figured it out, and it's been a while now, and yeah, we've kind of got it. We pretty much got it mastered to where no one's afraid to throw a 3rd bike in our truck anymore.
Mention your moto gate tie downs.
We'll always bow it out a little bit. The 2 bikes on the side, when you start, just bow them out. When I say bow them out, just have them kind of facing out towards the side of the truck. What that does, it just allows you to kind of get everything in. At the end, you're going to sort of tighten everything up and hold it together. And with these expensive bikes and stuff, I don't want you guys to think you're just going to mash plastics and mash all this stuff, because that's not how it's going to be.
That's not? Are you sure?
No, yeah, hey, you know what? Someone on their first try might beg to differ, but you know what? That just means they did something wrong. No offense, man.
You could use a def glove, custom stance sock, whatever you got, but because we don't want our RM252 smoker taking out the water pump, because that's kind of where it's at. But the 4-strokes, it's easier. You can get it in there.
There's certainly some different tie-down techniques for sure, as we all know, with 2 bikes, certain things under the fenders, things like that. There's definitely a technique on this second bike that we're putting in when it comes to the front brake cable and whatnot, and we'll show you that here in a minute. But certainly, like I said before, you definitely want to get it up to the side. And again, I'm not reinventing the wheel, but definitely seem like a lot of people haven't really used a few of these techniques. So let's rip it in there, Dano. I'll help you push it in. See what you got. It's been a little while, Dano? Loading bikes or what? You got that WR? It's got a license plate on it.
Laying out your tie downs, huh?
He likes to lay his tie downs out, and he's right. He's definitely right on that in that sense. We've got a big lock strap today that, to be honest, I like my truck a lot. I didn't want it to slip off, Dano. I didn't tell you that a second ago, but I didn't want it to slip off and hit my truck. Sorry.
What are you doing over there?
And I'm sure you probably have the right technique.
Well, you can also throw it on the wheel well underneath.
You're right.
What I mean?
Gosh, he's always right, man.
I'm not. I just,
Yeah, no,
hey,
you
we
are.
got options. We got deals. But hey, what about these lock straps we're trying out today?
A good deterrent, no doubt, right?
Where is that sign at?
I mean, I've never been a thief.
Where is that thing?
steal a little free gum out
Look at these things. Lock strap. Do your own combo, the whole deal. So mine, they don't have enough room for Coors Light on there, but hey,
And then real quick, Matty, Racer X fans, you look at, obviously there's a lot of different options to offset that 3rd bike. We go with a toolbox, a nice thin toolbox. Some people use a stand, but short bed, long bed, at times your bike is sitting so far off the back that, yeah, it works, don't get me wrong, but we kind of go with our good old toolbox, and you'll notice, you can hit the rotor if you're not careful. So we leave a little gap. You'll notice Jeff just put it in, kind of check the gap. The bike is going to hold it there, but you definitely have to offset this toolbox, because you're going to kind of utilize this area over here for a couple of key pieces that I think a lot of people make mistakes with when it comes to stands and gas cans, and the crate with tire irons, things like that, chain lube. Especially with 3 bikes, you really want to make sure you have all that stuff.
This is key too. The routing of this strap going over or underneath this strap or brake line.
Thing real quick.
Nobody wants to tie that thing up on there and mess up your brake line.
Yeah, it's a real key piece right there. And again, you guys, like, basically we've shown up to the track and our front brake cable was just bent. It was smashed against the fork. So, gosh, I don't think it was my bike that day, but it was somebody's, and I don't think they were too stoked on me. But we got over it. I think it was him, actually. I think it was Jeff, you know, whining about something. But yeah, this next step, we kind of take advantage of these spaces, you know, with the chairs and everything. Pete from Racer X, he brought a chair to kind of use for the deal. It was looked like a lounge chair in Palm Springs or Vegas, like Hard Rock Pool or something. So I told him, yeah, man, if you showed up with that chair, we'd probably be going with two bikes. But yeah, just messing with him, you know, $100 haircut, $200 chair. It's crazy.
So we got the 2-smoker.
Right.
The lightest one, I think you could say, in the middle. But that's what we were talking about. So we used the stance sock. We were worried about the water pump. Because watch, you'll see the foot peg usually goes right there. So we don't want to do anything to the water pump. You lose antifreeze, not good, you know?
Again, you'll notice these bikes are nice and bowed out, giving ourselves some room, filling up that gap. And yeah, just getting this thing done. Yeah, ready. All right. So perfect. Just offset just a little bit. Obviously a big concern is once you're going down the road and all that good stuff is bikes bouncing around, kind of bouncing into each other. Again, we kind of use that sock obviously for cosmetic. You know, everybody's different, you guys. So obviously, you know, don't hold it to us if, you know, there's something just absolutely laying on there. You could poke a hole in something like that. If that's the case, obviously just make minor adjustments. But certainly this is definitely the way to do 3 bikes and pull it off pretty clean. So there we go. And yeah, once you kind of, with your riding buddy or whatever, I ride with Jeff a lot. Dano I've ridden with for years. I don't know how many times we've done 3 bikes, but yeah, Jeff and I got this, we've got it down pretty good where we just kind of keep flowing with it. So the next step is stands, you know, and I think again, I mean, how many people have left there like, oh, hey, I'll bring my stand. You have like 2 triangles and you're all trying to fart your forks, you know, when you get to the track and you just kind of all sharing a stand and it gets really, it sucks, you know.
Especially on a tight chain.
What I really like about these matrix stands is that they're plastic. So if anything does hit, the great thing about it is that it's plastic and I could just wipe it off with an SOS. If it's, you know, nothing against these aluminum stands, but you know, I've had quite a few bikes get bashed from an aluminum stand. I love them, but with a 3 bike deal, I always put that plastic stand in the bottom and then I put the metal stands inside. You're gonna see 1 gas can today. I apologize we didn't bring an extra gas can, I don't think, but I'll make a note of that here in a minute towards the end where we would put that second gas can. But also, you know, the crate, it's important. Zip ties, all your bolts, you know, helping out not just your friends, but everybody else at the track. Chain lube, like I said, that def glove that I use on the pegs and whatnot. So yeah, you definitely have to have the crate. I mean, we're going riding, right? And this is part of the fun. Part of the fun is geeking out on. Oh, okay, cool. Looks like we found one. Looks like we found a can. The easy up, summer's coming. It's all about easy ups from pretty much here on out here in California. So yeah, we do our best to, again, stay cool and not leave it behind. I think the biggest mistake is thinking you can't do it and leaving it behind. So that's the key. And then towards the end, basically, you know, you might see a few things kind of pushed up against each other right now, but you know, as with anything, if you're drawing an art project or whatever, it's like, well, wait till it's done. You know, everything's gonna be good when it's finished, but you'll see how we kind of corral everything together and go for it. And then on these, the nice thing is Jeff has a nice thin bag that will stand vertical. So stand that sucker vertical, and then that's the key is basically, you know, kind of going vertical on these bags, and that's how you'll kind of get these things to fit good. Yeah, it's funny, man. These old OGO bags, they really hold up, like, pretty darn good. Yeah, and then, you know, we always keep in mind all the, obviously, brake pedals and things like that. You may not be able to see it right here, but we make sure nothing's kind of hanging on that. You don't want to show up with a bent brake pedal or anything like that. We'll put this bag in, I believe now, we had a cooler in there prior. It's kind of a variation. I mean, obviously we kind of have this dorky fun cooler because we've been just kind of using this lately. But the nice thing is we have a skinnier cooler that a lot of times we'll just put on this side and fit right here. I apologize, we don't have it today. But that's normally where we'd put our cooler, is right about here. We might be able to fit it in there also, but we'll go with 3 bags vertical. Get that to Jeff. Give it some room. And mind you, all these bikes are just kind of loosely in there. Like I said, they're bowed out. The one in the middle is pretty solid. And then Jeff's pushing that one over. We'll give that one a little push.
Did push that.
And then we'll add a gas can. Nice and plastic can, you know, so obviously it's not going to damage anything. And I think a big key to this is this moto gate. And you guys, it's funny. I mean, I kind of joked about it at first. I'm like, what is this, like some Back to the Future thing? Like Michael J. Fox, didn't he have this on his 85 or whatever? But I'll tell you what, you guys, like the moto gate is pretty awesome, and it changes the way you even just pack it up. And I'm telling you that, I mean, I'm not trying to sell the moto gate on that. It's just the truth.
Well, you know what? Speaking of what Pat's saying with the moto gate, some of the trucks come with, I know if you bought a Toyota or Chevy truck, they come with that gate that comes in, was it that metal gate?
Yeah, they call them a ready ramp, I think.
Ready ramp?
And they're like a bed extender?
Yeah, kind of like the bed extender deal. But if you don't have that, you can also use 2 tie downs or 3 tie downs. But this is much easier, that you can just pull on and off. Plus Lance Corey is the man on this. So we're helping out another bro in the moto industry.
Yep. And it definitely works. And Jeff and I always have this thing, we kind of just check with each other. You can see he's kind of waiting for me. Because what you want to do with the moto gate, and they may have talked about this, I don't know, this is my personal thing. Lance, you probably already know this or not, but basically we kind of set the bottom, because depending on what you have in place, you know, whether it's a ramp up against here, obviously you don't want to have it above the ramp. We kind of just check to make sure we're kind of even on both sides. Then we check our height, and we basically set the bottom one. So what you want to do with the moto gate is just set the bottom one, get all that slack out. So it looks like Jeff said, are you all good? Cool, so we got that all nice and tight. And then on the top one, you just kind of lay it over. You just kind of get it in there. And then just find a spot on the bike or whatever you feel like is not going to do too much damage. Yeah, these Honda subframes are a little tight, so I kind of picked that little top spot. But I mean, that's pretty much the deal. One thing we did find with the moto gate is that you can imagine that there's, you know, you're pulling from 2 sides. And Jeff and I kind of didn't find out the super hard way, but we definitely found out that, wow, it pulled the bikes in. So what we'll do is we'll kind of give it like a little check at times, just to see if there's any more slack. Exactly.
It won't let the bikes crunch in and move. It keeps everything kind of in place. That's why I kind of place everything in that little zone that keeps everything tight and snug, and nothing's moving around, because that's the worst.
It all works together, there's no doubt. And I mean, obviously if you want to watch out for rotors, key spots, you notice we aren't up against a rotor. Just little things like that. Everybody participated, obviously, it's what it's going to take. But I mean, really just kind of going through the checklist. Obviously, you have your 3 bros, that's key. You got your 3 bikes, you got your 3 gear bags, you got your 3 stands, you have your 3 chairs, you got 2 gas cans, you're going to share a little bit today. You got your tools, and you got your crate with all your different lubricants and chemicals. And believe it or not, there's a 10x10 easy up in there as well. So that's pretty much, in my opinion, probably one of the more fun days you're going to have. So yeah, in closing, thanks a lot, Racer X, and hopefully you guys gained a little bit from this, and appreciate your time. Take care, guys.